So the Ministry of Finance announced recently that they are going to take the bonds you own and they are going to exchange it for a new set of bonds, and they're not going to pay you any interest in 2023. And I'm here to break all of that down in a 5-minute video. Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Eli and I'm here to break down the debt exchange program. I'm just going to assume some of you guys do not know, the basics. So I'm going to make this as simple as possible for everyone. So I'm going to use an example. Let's say we lend government 1,000 cedis for 3 years, and they're supposed to pay us an interest of 20% every year for that 3-year period. So if it's 1,000 cedis and the interest is 20%, it means in year 1, they're going to pay us 200 cedis because that's 20%. Year 2, they'll pay us 200 cedis again. Year 3, they also pay us 200 cedis, but year 3 is the end of the period. So after paying us the last interest of 200 cedis, they give us the initial amount of 1,000 cedis. So that's generally how the bond works. So now what's happening is government is unable to pay us our money. So we are basically throwing the contracts we had away, and they've come with a new contract. And the new contract is saying that they can't pay me now, but then they can pay me the full amount in 15 years, right? So it's going to take 15 years for me to get my money back. And over the 15-year period, they are going to pay the money in four different parts, right? So they're basically going to issue new bonds, 4 new bonds, and in exchange for the initial agreements we had with government. So that's what's happening. So now the first payment is going to be 5 years from now in 2027, and they're going to pay me 17% of my money back. And then 2 years after that, which is in 2029, they're going to pay me another 17%. And then in 2032, they'll pay me 25%, and the remainder is at the end of the 15-year period, where they pay me 41, the remaining 41% of my money. So yeah, that is what is happening, right? So instead of the initial agreements we had, they're giving us this new contract, and they're going to pay the money back over a 15-year period. Now the interest over the 15-year period is the same across all 4 bonds. So next year, which is the first year, they're not going to pay any interest in 2023. The interest is 0%. And then the year after that, which is 2024, the interest is going to be 5%. And then every year after, there's going to be 10% until the end of the 15-year period. So when it comes to interest, that is the breakdown. Obviously, at the end of the 15-year period, your money is going to be worthless, right? Because if you look at it closely, you see that the bulk of your money is going to be paid back at the end of the 15-year period. Your money isn't going to be worth anything at the end of 15 years. And a very important thing to look at is inflation, right? Inflation right now is hovering around 40%, and that's the official inflation rate. Depending on your source, the unofficial rate is much higher. So looking at the way inflation is moving, we expect inflation to keep rising next year. If you look at global inflation figures, there are some indicators showing that inflation is starting to slow down, and analysts expect inflation to slow down in the second half of next year. But in the first half, they expect it to keep rising. Right now, the official rate is around 40%, and if it's 40% next year, it means you are losing 40% of the value of your money next year. No interest is going to be paid on your money next year. So next year, if inflation is 40%, you're effectively losing 40% of the value of your money in just 1 year, right? So I'm sure you can see how bad this is. Bank of Ghana's medium to long-term inflation target is 8%, plus or minus 2, which is 6 to 10%, which is unrealistic. I mean, looking at where we are now, it's very unrealistic. But let's just assume inflation is 20% every year for the next 5 years. I'm saying 5 years because the first payment is in 5 years. The first 17% 20% payments is in 5 years. 20% over 5 years is 100%. I mean, you're basically losing the entire value of your money in 5 years, right? So obviously you can see how bad this is, and you're not going to get your money back until the end of 15 years. I mean, your money is going to be worthless in 15 years. So that is where we are now. These new contracts will not affect holders of treasury bills. So if you own treasury bills, you have nothing to worry about. Your money is safe and you get your money back. But then if you own treasury notes, treasury bonds, SLS, and then the Dashi Trust bonds, and you're going to be affected by this. Those are the eligible bonds for this new agreement. And then even if you invested in the eligible bonds and you are an individual investor, so if you bought a bond in your name as an individual, then you have nothing to worry about. So your money is also safe. But then if you have pensions with a pension trustee, or you put your money in a mutual fund, you are going to be affected by this. So that's something to consider. I think the last part is what to do with your money if you withdraw, or if you have new funds. What are you supposed to do with your money? So investment options are very limited in Ghana. So I say the first thing is stocks, right? I think you should shy away from stocks. There are talks of a global recession next year, and if you look at the situation we are in as a country now, next year is not going to be good for us. So usually when that happens, top line, which is revenue, drops, and then the bottom line, which is their profits, also drops, right? And you would see share prices drop as a result. And when they drop, it will be a good opportunity for you to swoop in and buy these companies for cheap. So I think your two best options now is to put your money in dollars or real estate. So I'm going to create a second video, and I'm going to talk about these two options, dollars and real estate, and for your average Ghanaian. How can you get access to dollars and then real estate? And so subscribe to my YouTube channel. As soon as I release the video, you will be notified, and then you can get access to the information I have to share. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer as many questions as I can, and I will also answer some in my next video. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.